Bethwell, can you tell me some things that the Kaspersky Lab is doing to help people protect themselves online?
Okay. One, we've looked at the overall, what we call IT security posture. And if you look at the way it has been designed, it's such that there are actually certain vectors that you're able to be attacked through. First is through what we call any vulnerability like malware. And then next is through the applications, and mostly we find that applications like Adobe Internet Explorer and Java are the most vulnerable. And then the other vector is usually through what we call data on move, especially this on laptops, mobile phones, and the rest. And one of the research carried out by Intel is we found that 5% of the laptops are lost before their useful lifespan, and then 75% of people using devices, whether they are laptops, iPads, don't have concern for the IT policies. So you can have your all of those integrated solutions, but there is still usually a problem which comes up. There are still gaps, and actually we found out there are 3 gaps. One, there is no prioritization of patches, and then 2, there are multiple set policies to manage, and then 3, there are multiple systems that are not designed to work and play well with each other. And this is the reason why Kaspersky came up with what we call Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business, where all of these solutions are integrated into one, and you can manage them from one console, and they're available at one cost. So what we call the gaps are actually covered because these are actually solutions designed in one, and there is no any probability of any of those gaps still being there, because it's completely and fully integrated platform. So that is what Kaspersky has done, especially on what we call the business side for both the SMEs and the big corporates. And then if you look on the side on the consumer level, the new 2014 edition of the consumer products have captured mobile device licensing given as a free add-on. Because we found out that mostly, especially the Android platform, is very fast becoming vulnerable to malware and cyber attacks. So that is what solutions security we have done on security from our side, both on the business to business and the business to consumer side.
Okay, great. And David, what can South Africans do if they think they've been a victim of cybercrime?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing one needs to do is, if you've been a victim of cybercrime, and let's just take an example. Let's assume that your credit card has been stolen through a phishing attack, and you've given out your details, or your home PC has been attacked, or your bank account details have been compromised. So those are sort of 3 examples of what cyber criminals would get from you in terms of information. The first thing one needs to do is obviously report it to the authorities. So if it involves your bank, you report it to your bank immediately, and all the major banks have hotline numbers which are available 24/7 for South Africans to phone to report the breach of their personal information or the breach of their bank account. There's also that you would need to report it to the police services, like one would in any other crime. If your house has been broken into or your car has been stolen, you'd report it to the police services. Likewise, you'd report this particular breach to the police services. And then I would also then look at how the attack took place. So were you negligent, or was there some kind of possible negligence on the other side, where if there was a negligence on the bank employee, you need to work with the bank then to sort that out, whether they should bear the loss or you would bear the loss. So those are the kind of issues one would address if you were the victim of cybercrime. Treated the same as a normal crime, you'd have to report it to the relevant authorities, and then also, just plain common sense, look at potential weaknesses to try and prevent it happening in future, whether it's personal or business. So from a business point of view, I would suggest that if a business is compromised, employ an IT expert, especially a forensic IT expert, to come in and analyze your particular systems to see how the breach took place. If your server was hacked, let them come in and analyze how the server was hacked, where the breakdown came in, and how they would then recommend how to resist future breaches of that particular server.